Imagine a city so magnificent, it would outshine every civilization we know of today. That's the story of Atlantis, a legendary city that has fascinated explorers, scientists, and dreamers for thousands of years. From ancient texts to modern-day theories, Atlantis has captured imaginations across generations. Let's dive into the mystery of Atlantis, unraveling ancient clues and uncovering new revelations that may bring us closer than ever to finding this fabled city. The origins of the Atlantis myth. The story of Atlantis all starts with the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, who wrote about it in 360 BCE in his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. According to Plato, Atlantis was a powerful and advanced civilization, a thriving empire located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the modern-day Strait of Gibraltar. The Atlanteans lived in a paradise, a world of architectural wonders and technological marvels far ahead of their time. However, the people of Atlantis eventually grew greedy and corrupt, angering the gods, who punished the city by sinking it into the ocean in a single day and night. Some think Plato intended Atlantis to serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of arrogance and greed, a kind of moral story rather than a historical record. But over the centuries, people have wondered if there was truth behind the legend. Could there really have been an Atlantis that vanished without a trace? A civilization ahead of its time. Plato's description of Atlantis is that of a utopian society, thriving with unimaginable wealth and sophistication. He described a city with advanced technology, complex architecture, and a level of prosperity unmatched in ancient times. Atlantis wasn't just a city, but an empire. The Atlanteans supposedly conquered lands, extended their power across the region, and lived with a wealth that was simply unheard of. Plato painted Atlantis as a place of intellectual and cultural advancement and a civilization with astonishing achievements. This powerful society stretched its influence over many lands until, according to legend, their overreach led to their downfall. Theories of Atlantis's location. Over the years, Atlantis's potential location has sparked countless theories, with ideas ranging from plausible to highly imaginative. Some think the city might lie beneath the Mediterranean Sea, near places like Crete or Sardinia. In these regions, ancient ruins and complex structures have been found that could theoretically align with Plato's descriptions, though no solid proof has emerged. Others look to the Bahamas, where the Bimini Road, a peculiar underwater rock formation, has been touted by some as a remnant of Atlantis. The Bimini Road consists of large stones resembling a road, but skeptics believe it's a natural formation, not a structure from a lost civilization. Perhaps one of the most unusual theories places Atlantis in Antarctica. This idea speculates that Atlantis was a civilization caught in an ancient shift of the Earth's crust, which supposedly moved the city to the South Pole, freezing it beneath layers of ice. Although fascinating, this theory has little scientific backing and is mostly considered a fringe idea. Some researchers point to the Azores, a group of islands in the North Atlantic Ocean, as a potential location. These islands, with their volcanic activity and underwater mountains, might have been part of a larger landmass that eventually submerged. Supporters of this theory argue that the Azores could have once supported an ancient civilization with similar features to Atlantis. The breakthrough discovery. For centuries, the legend of Atlantis has intrigued people worldwide. Imagine a city so powerful and advanced that it rivaled any other civilization in history, yet it was swallowed by the sea, leaving nothing but stories. Now, recent discoveries may bring us closer than ever to uncovering the truth behind the legend of Atlantis. With satellite imagery, sonar mapping, and underwater exploration technology, researchers believe they may have found evidence of what could be the lost city off the coast of Spain. What's fascinating is the structure they found, a massive submerged formation marked by concentric rings, just as Plato described in his ancient accounts. These rings aren't randomly shaped. They're so symmetrical that they've caught the attention of historians and archaeologists everywhere. Satellite images and underwater footage reveal formations that, to some, look eerily like an ancient city layout, complete with what seems to be the remnants of infrastructure. Imagine seeing these formations on video, a landscape frozen underwater that could very well have been a bustling city centuries ago. The idea that this site aligns so well with Plato's descriptions has sparked a renewed sense of urgency in the search for Atlantis. While nothing is definitive yet, this discovery offers a thrilling possibility. We might be closer than ever to solving a mystery as old as time itself. The mystery unfolds. Of course, not everyone is convinced that this is Atlantis. Some geologists argue that these formations are natural. After all, underwater landscapes are full of strange rock shapes and coral patterns that, from the right angle, can resemble man-made structures. But then again, there's more to this discovery than just oddly shaped rocks. During recent dives to these sites, researchers claim to have found artifacts that hint at human activity, tools, pottery fragments, and what looks like building materials. Some of these items appear ancient and could represent the remnants of a long-lost civilization. What's still unclear is their exact age. However, preliminary analyses suggest they could date back to a time when Plato claimed Atlantis thrived. If these artifacts turn out to be as old as they appear, they would lend serious weight to the theory that an advanced society once occupied this area. The idea that a civilization with complex structures and advanced tools existed here only to be wiped out and forgotten is both eerie and exhilarating. Think of it, a civilization that built structures, created art, and established its own culture, only to disappear, leaving no trace behind except for what the ocean might have preserved for us to find. The big question now is whether this location truly matches the descriptions left by Plato. Plato's accounts were remarkably detailed, describing everything from the layout of Atlantis to the technology and knowledge its people supposedly possessed. This civilization, according to him, was wiped out by a natural disaster, likely a massive flood or earthquake. And here we are, centuries later, potentially looking at the very ruins he wrote about. Implications of the discovery. Imagine if Atlantis wasn't just a story, a lost city waiting under the waves to be discovered. If these submerged ruins really do turn out to be Atlantis, it could be one of the greatest revelations in human history. Just think of the implications. Suddenly, our understanding of ancient civilizations would need a massive rewrite. We've always considered the Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, and Mesopotamians as the pinnacle of early human achievement. But Atlantis, if proven real, would mean there was an even more advanced civilization that existed well before and was mysteriously wiped out. Plato's description of Atlantis hints at structures and innovations that were way ahead of their time. Complex irrigation systems, huge temples, sprawling gardens, and buildings covered in precious metals. This discovery could also give us insight into why civilizations rise and fall. Plato's story of Atlantis is often seen as a cautionary tale, a powerful civilization brought down by its own arrogance. If Atlantis was a real place, understanding what led to its downfall could provide clues into the vulnerabilities of advanced societies. Did they fall because of natural disasters, like a tsunami or earthquake? Or was it something more complex, like internal conflicts or unsustainable resource use? Whatever the reason, it could offer lessons on how human societies succeed and what makes them crumble. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comment section.